There, good day. Sujimoto, the story, my 800 million naira story. Okay, first of all, I don't think I'm in a position to advise you. I don't think I'm better than you. I don't think I'm richer than you. I don't think I know better than you. I think you've probably handled more money than myself from what I've seen you've done. You're a great entrepreneur. The things I've seen you done are beyond. Now, wow, you're a guy that dreams big. I actually follow you on Instagram because I'm inspired by what you do as a young man. Okay, but I want to share my own story about 15 years ago, 13, 15 years ago, how I ran into a debt of 800 million naira. Yes, and I want to use my road to recovery to share so that you can use it, or whoever knows him, share this message with him, forward it to him. It's not the end of life. I don't know if you read Otedola's new book, you know. His was even worse. So it's just about a roadmap. I'm going to share yours, okay? How you can follow it if you feel like, and any other person out there who think it's the end of life where they are owing people. We all make mistakes, and I'm going to share my mistakes. What led me to this? Most debts are made from wrong calculation and responsibility from the borrowers. Like myself, I'll own up, okay? What was my own story? I went somewhere to a party in VGC, and I saw a friend that was doing very well, and I found out what does he do. Back in the days, like 13 years ago, oil and gas was big then, okay? So he invited me to his office somewhere at Apapa. And I went to Apapa and I saw tankers, this guy moves units. And I'm like, what's going on? He said we ship to the north, that the further you go away from Lagos or Port Harcourt, the higher the prices. So I said, how do I do? So he told me you put in a million naira. Then they used to sell a tanker, a full tank, about 950 or 900,000, thereabout. And I did one. He told me to do, and I did one. And the accumulation of my money was about 1.8, almost 100% of the money. Then there's a subsidy that they give. Yes, there is. Government subsidize you for taking fuel to a certain place. And I did that. It made money. I said, okay, I did 5 million. And the 5 million, by the time the whole transaction was calculated, I was looking at almost 12, 13 million. This is more than 100%. So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So I reached out to friends and relations, and I told them, look, if you bring one minimum of 1 million to get in and maximum of 50 million, if you bring 1 million naira, you get 5% of your money every month, and we'll still pay you back the principal. So if you give me 1 million naira, we'll pay you 50,000 every month until you get your money. So in a year, that means that 1 million naira will give you 50% interest. So most people were taking their money from bank. So imagine someone that gives me, there was actually someone that gave me 80 million naira, and we're doing it. At the time, I was paying interest of between 50 million and 100 million every month to people. So at the time I looked at my account, I had about 1 point something billion. So what did I do? I started traveling. I traveled for birthday. I moved from where I was living, and went to a new place. Now, this place I lived there for 4 months, and the landlord was angry because it's not that I pack a lot of tankers, but 1 or 2 tankers come there. He told me, I don't like you, and we had a misunderstanding. And can you believe that? Such arrogance. I moved out. I must have been cuckoo. I moved out a house I paid at almost 8 million. I moved out of a house. I moved to another place and started paying. So I mismanaged my resources. I traveled, I changed my car, I did things. These monies, if I had invested in a farm or even a land or property and just left it, they would have tripled. So at the time, I started having issue, and that's what about knowing your line of business. Sujimoto, I know you know your line of business. What happened to my oil? I'll receive a call from my driver. He will tell me, sir, the trailer capsided in Ijebu-Ode. I will leave Lagos and start going to Ijebu-Ode. And I'll get there, the fuel I've poured, they are scooping it. And next day they'll call me, you give somebody, he has a load to the tank. Tanker drivers are the craziest people to work with. For the 3 years I did this thing was the worst period of my life. I saw a lot of cash flow, so much cash flow. Bankers were calling me to invest. But guess what? And it crashed. When it crashed, when I started knowing it was, I couldn't pay people back their money. Give me back my principal, I couldn't pay back. So they picked my manager, arrested my brother, took them to Abuja. They said they wanted to see me. I didn't want to show up. So I sent a lawyer. They said, in fact, they detained the lawyer, told him, we don't want to see you, we're not interested in you. So what did I do? I didn't show up. So after a while, I had to own up. I went there. And I'll tell you one thing, bankers that borrow you money, they're not interested in you being in jail. All right? They want you to pay them back their money. Pay them back their money. Now, they want you to pay them back their money. They're not interested in sending you to jail. All right? I'll deviate a bit. A young man came to meet us about 6, 7 years ago that he wanted to shoot a Nollywood movie, and he needed 25 million. So myself and a group of friends, we invested in his business. I put in 5 million personally. But guess what? The movie tanked. He didn't do well. He used one of the biggest Nollywood actors and actresses. We had about 3 or 4 of them. The movie tanked. So we're going for our money, we're having all kinds of issue. We arrested him, we did that, but for the arrest doesn't work. So I told them to leave him. But the colleagues arrested him. I said, no, sit down with him to negotiate. That's the only way you can get your money. You might not get all. Okay, how do we pay back? Even banks. And please, Sujimoto, do not run away. Many people are telling you to elope, sell the asset. No, you have a beautiful brand, solid brand. Okay, so I'm going to list 4 things, okay, that you can do. First of all, Mr. Sujimoto, call a press conference. Mine, I didn't call because I'm not in the social space like you. I've not become that huge. Now, like Enugu state government that accused you, all those people that can address it. First of all, apologize for how you handled it. Okay, apologize for the wrong communication. Own up as a man that you're going to look inwards and get back to them on how you're open for any question, communication with their lawyer, their representatives, their family. That will give them peace of mind. Okay, that they can come to your view, schedule, they should call this number. When they all come, do not, I repeat, do not let them all come at the same day. Like you said, you put they should all come on September 25th. There will be chaos. So schedule meeting with them. They should all call this number, and the person calls maybe a lawyer, said, okay, beautiful, let us meet. Let them not meet in your office. Meet at an arbitrator's office. An arbitrator is who settles matters between people. Okay, I owe you so amount. What can we do? You analyze it. I paid you this. I paid. Okay, we've admitted that this is what I pay. I owe you. Go. We'll schedule the next meeting for how to negotiate the way forward. Okay? Don't run away. Go to EFCC office. Address and own up. That's the first thing. Okay? The next stage is cut down your expense. Mr. Sujimoto, will see how you live. The fly life. I know you help people, philanthropy and all that. Cut that shit out. Cut it out. Those were the things that put me in trouble. Go and read The Art of a Comeback by Donald Trump. The Art of a Comeback. Read Otedola's new book. Many of the things that put them in trouble was wrong calculation. Go and read The Art of a Comeback so you can come back too. All right? So cut down those extravagant life. Stay away from public space. The only way you're going to be in public space is you create a story of how you came back. Now, then work out plans of how you're going to pay back. Because I'll give my situation. After I sat down with all of them, okay, 800 million naira. I said, no, I paid you so amount. I paid you this. I wasn't owing. They said, yeah, but it's interest. First of all, you see the interest you promised those people, you can't pay it. Focus. Most people that you owe will rather get their principal. It's now that the heat is on, time will come, the guy will say, just give me what you owe me. Leave the interest. Okay? If you know Sujimoto, forward this to him. Do not meet all of them at the same time. Schedule meeting with each one in batches at an arbitrator's place, privately. Okay? Admit what you owe and say, okay, this is what I'm going to pay you. Because right now you cannot pay. Then if it's abroad, they declare bankruptcy. Okay? And the people do not want you to declare bankruptcy. Because if you declare bankruptcy, it means you're not paying back. So in some countries, they'll send you to jail for that, an equivalent. But guess what? I know a friend that owed about 100 and something million. He said he couldn't pay back. And they sent him to jail. Guess how many years? 5 years. Guess when he came out? After 2.7 years. 2.5 years or thereabout for good behavior. Guess where the money is gone? Gone. So did those people get their money back? No. I thought they would have rather negotiated and said, okay, I have this asset, I have this property. If I sell it, I'll pay back some people. That is how it's doing. You still have structured properties. That's the third one. So please negotiate how you're going to pay back. All right? This is what I pay. Remove the interest. The interest is not even is the no-go area. You cannot pay the interest back. Hold the principal. That's what I did. And they were happy. They call you, you give them the line they call, the person answers them, we're working on it. Work out a payment plan. Okay? Now another one is leverage on your brand. Lots of people, you built a brand. Lots of people, forget what's happening, will still want to identify with you. Although many of them will come to as vultures to want to take over all the beautiful things you build. No. Target a group of people. Developers like yourself. Liaise with them. Go and meet them from the back. There are people building beautiful houses in Ikoyi. Massive ones that I know. Reach out to them. Tell them, okay, you know what? The thing is that you have to give up majority of your hand. So if I go into a project is worth 10 billion and the profit in that 10 billion is like maybe 5 billion and you invested 5 billion. That 5 billion that is profit, you might want to give up 3 billion and take just 2. That's the example of what I'm making. I'm talking about ways that, so reach out to developers. There are people already circling, vultures, circling to take. Some of them are going to EFCC, going to police that you should declare bankruptcy, talking to the banks that you owe, so that they will take your property from you and they will buy it at cheap amount. So instead of letting that happen, go reach out for some of them. Make them proposals. For now, do not borrow any money anymore. No, do not borrow to pay back. Use your position to leverage. Then the final one, since you're in the social media space, give a conference, talk about it, and say you're going to do a journey to redemption. Sujimoto journey to redemption. Have it on YouTube. You might not show the faces of people. I'm going in for a meeting to negotiate, and let that be an inspiration. I need you to go and read Otedola's book where he talked about where he almost committed suicide. Read Donald Trump's book, The Art of a Comeback. All right? These are things that I was fine. And I'll share my own story too. So I came back. I felt like dying. I felt like committing suicide. I felt like disappearing. But that is not it. If you die or take your life or run away, that's a coward's way to go. That's a coward and ungratefulness. You're a brilliant man. You built it. There's a guy in Korea or Japanese billionaire whose whole building worth fortunes, worth billion, burnt down. Yours didn't burn down. And they asked him, what are you going to do now? I guess you're going to commit suicide. You know what he said? He said, I made it through this brain. Am I beaten down? He said, yes. Am I defeated? He said, yes. Do I feel demoralized? I felt yes. Am I giving up? I feel like giving up. But I won't. What will you do? This same brain that I built, I'll dig in, fold my sleeves, and dig myself out. So please, if you know Sujimoto, send this to him. Let him see it. I owed 800 million about 11 years ago. I came out of it. And guess what? I still leverage for my business now. Those guys, there was integrity. Some of them still support the projects I do. Now, some ran away. They don't even want to hear my name. They hate me. They despise anything that has to do with me. Some of my friends don't talk to me anymore. I still owe them an apology. I'm still apologizing every time I see them. Don't say that guy is complaining, Joe. He's calling you borrowed money. Okay? And thank Scott, the guy that brought you out, that aired you. Thank him. Because I can imagine the labor you're carrying. Well, you're on a wall now. It's either they lose the money. What happens if you kill yourself? They're not going to get the money back. And they can't do anything to you anymore. But that's wrong. That's not what God created you for. So please, Sujimoto, I'm using my 800 million naira story to inspire you. Do not give up. You're in public eye. So the same people that praised you, that admired you, that loved you, some of them people you referred, you trusted, are the ones that are giving the praise thing. And that's what happened to me. But it's not bad. It's a story of life. It's a story of lots of great prophets, the great leaders. So you come out being stronger and use this to inspire the world and inspire people. Your story we talked about tomorrow. So go face your challenges, face those people eye to eye, apologize for how you handled it. I'm sure some of them were calling you, you're not reachable because it was fear, panic. I did all that. I excommunicated from everyone for 3 months. I wasn't picking quite. Changed my SIM. It was until I said, no, I can't run away forever. And what do you want to teach your children coming up? So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Do you think the advice is good? If you know anyone owing that is not picking their calls, that is running away from creditors, let them share this with them. Let them know that there are people going through what they went through. There are people that went through bigger ones and they survived. Thank you, Tulu. Thank you. Welcome. I appreciate, please, kindly, when you're leaving a message, like we always say, this is an open ground for people to air their view. Air it respectfully. Let us agree to disagree and agree again. Have a beautiful day. My name is Sam. Thank you.